Hey, what's up guys? Joker here. Today we are going to be talking about the Geforce Partner Program yet again. Yeah, this is still a topic that we need to be discussing because I really don't feel like enough could possibly be said about the partner program, and I feel like we need as many voices out there on this as possible, and there have been a few new developments over the past few days that, really kind of add on to the partners that are coming on board and what they're actually saying about the program in a public space. But before we get into that, today's video is being brought to you by the Joker Productions Spreadshirt Shop, where you can pick up the Make AMD Great Again shirt like I'm wearing right here, or possibly the NVIDIA GIMP Works shirt, or a coffee mug with the new JP Circuit logo design. So be sure to hit up that down in the description below. Now, we've gone over the Geforce Partner Program before, and chances are if you're here, you know exactly what that's about. At the end of the day, it's really about NVIDIA trying to take these built-up gaming brands from companies like Asus, MSI, and Gigabyte and take it for themselves, because NVIDIA obviously doesn't have enough of a stranglehold on the market already. I mean, if you go over to Steam's hardware survey sales for graphics cards in February of 2018, you have to go down at 19 frickin' slots before you get to the first AMD graphics card, which is an AMD Radeon R7 graphics. The top 10, top 15 are all NVIDIA graphics cards. They are completely dominating the GPU space right now, and they have been for a number of years, but right now it's even more so than it has been in the past. Now, a lot of this probably also has to do with the fact of the miners and the RAM shortages, and that the NVIDIA cards, when compared to AMD, are a bit more affordable than the AMD cards because, they aren't as good for mining, but even NVIDIA cards are being bought up for mining as well. And if you've been wondering where all your cards are going, they're going to big, gigantic warehouses and just sitting there mining 24/7. So if you haven't been able to get yourself a graphics card, AMD or NVIDIA, that's very likely where they are going. But despite the fact that NVIDIA is selling record numbers of graphics cards, ever since this whole Geforce Partner Program thing became public about a week or so ago, their stock prices has been going down quite steadily. If you see it here over the past 5 days, it has started to take a nosedive in just the past few. So this is definitely hurting NVIDIA, this whole public thing about the Geforce Partner Program. And now we've started to see this trickle into some of the partners who have come on board, like Gigabyte and MSI, which we talked about earlier in the week with the Gigabyte RX 580 gaming box. This was one of the main things that we had talked about in that video, the gaming box, and how they had the Aorus naming completely stripped away from the product. If you look at it, it just has the Gigabyte logo with Thunderbolt and no sign of the Aorus branding whatsoever. So that's been stripped away. The same was true over on the MSI website, with the gaming brand being taken off of all of the RX 580s over there on the MSI website. Now, Computerbase.d earlier this week actually had caught up with Gigabyte after the gaming box was announced. They had asked Gigabyte about the Aorus branding not having any place on the new gaming box, to which Computerbase.d reported, and I quote, "Computerbase asked Gigabyte why the model with the Radeon RX 580 is the only in the series which does not come with the Aorus gaming branding. The manufacturer, that being Gigabyte, states that the product is not gamer-focused." So, Gigabyte is having the gall to say that the RX 580 gaming box is not for gaming. How is it not for gaming? It's called the fucking gaming box. Gaming box. The gaming box. That's right. It's like saying Pornhub doesn't have porn. Like, how could you even possibly suggest that? That's ridiculous. If you go on the RX 580 gaming box page and you do a quick letter search, let's search for GAM, because it could be gaming or GAME. There are about 17 results on this page right here. So if we start at the top, we can see gaming right there. We got the RX 580 gaming box in some of the search results. All right, there we go, gaming box again. The embedded Radeon RX 580 8G graphics card enables graphics-intensive game. Turn your Ultrabook to gaming platform. Never mind the broken English here. But nothing on this page says that it is not for gaming. Upgrade the game experience with an RX 580 graphics card. This is the most gaming-focused page on the entirety of the internet, Yet Gigabyte is saying, no, 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 this is not for gaming. We didn't make this for gamers, so that's why we're pulling the Aorus branding. Aorus is strictly for gaming, but the RX 580 gaming box, that's not for gaming, even though it's called the gaming box and it's made for gaming and it turns your Ultrabook into a gaming platform and it makes your games better and makes them run better and game. The only game that's being run here is by Gigabyte and NVIDIA. That is the only game that's being ran here, okay? They are completely lying through their fucking teeth. Now, MSI was also asked about this over on their Facebook page, and someone had asked them, this guy named PJ Gotham, he said, Geforce Partner Program, siding up with NVIDIA and encouraging monopoly. Highly anti-consumer program by Gigabyte, MSI, and Asus. Well played! Exclamation point. Which MSI Gaming actually responded. Now, unlike Gigabyte, they're actually not lying about this. They were completely upfront and honest, which should really tell you the whole story that we need to know here, is they said, hi there. This is not about siding with any supplier. NVIDIA currently are ahead of the GPU experience, and people would also not buy anything subpar to it. Kindly understand this is happening everywhere, e.g. Google and Facebook. So basically saying that because these other gigantic corporations are doing similar things, that it's completely okay for them to do it as well, and just pretty much saying that no one wants to buy a subpar product. So MSI is pretty much saying that they are going to side with NVIDIA and join the Geforce Partner Program because AMD doesn't have anything comparable to offer out there in the market right now, which is 100% true. We can't argue with that. AMD is not putting out as good of a product of NVIDIA. It's the reason I still currently use an NVIDIA graphics card in my system. I run a G-Sync monitor here, but I also have several AMD cards and FreeSync monitors here in the studio that I use for various testing. But when I actually sit down to game, I use a 1080 Ti because it is currently the most powerful consumer-level graphics card on the market, notwithstanding the Titan XP and Titan Volta, which are just kind of ridiculously priced, and that I kind of stick with the TIs, but neither here nor there. The main point is I still use NVIDIA products, and a lot of people do, as you saw on the Steam hardware survey. Most gamers are running NVIDIA products despite everything that's happening with this, and still yet the NVIDIA stock price is plummeting right now because of all of this Geforce Partner Program nonsense, which does not shut up. In their freaking blog post, they talk about transparency. The transparency is only possible when NVIDIA brands and partner brands are consistent, which is BS. Have you ever honestly mistaken an AMD graphics card box for an NVIDIA one? No, you haven't. So they talk a lot about transparency in here, yet ever since the whole report came out from Kyle Bennett of Hard OCP, NVIDIA hasn't said a fucking word. The silence has been deafening. Over on the NVIDIA subreddit now, the moderators have actually deleted a ton of the posts. They have deleted pretty much all of them except for just a small handful. Basically, two that were the original post of Kyle Bennett of Hard OCP, as that would be even more blatantly obvious if they were to go ahead and delete that. But if you go over there, there's only a few actual posts still up on the page, one of them being Gamers Nexus, something from Tom's Hardware, and then also the Hard OCP post, the original one, and someone asking the moderators to please clear the air about why these posts are actually being removed. So it looks like the NVIDIA subreddit is doing damage control for their overlords NVIDIA, and really all we are left to do is kind of just discuss it and hopefully get the word out to as many people as possible and say that we're not going to stand for this. And hopefully the add-in board partners will hear it and maybe, I don't know, just back off from this whole deal. Although I don't really know that that's going to happen. It doesn't really seem very likely at this point. It just kind of sucks because it's going to completely kill competition at the end of the day. I mean, NVIDIA has not put out a graphics card since 2016. Coming this May, it'll be the 2-year anniversary from when the GTX 1080 came out. So we're coming up on 2 years since that card came out, which is the longest that I've known in previous years as far as a gap is concerned between the flagship launches of NVIDIA graphics cards. And a lot of that is due to the fact that they don't have any competition from AMD. So if NVIDIA is able to take their stranglehold on the market and then even drive it further than where it is right now, what do you think that is going to do for innovation and for pricing in the graphics card space when NVIDIA just has a complete and total monopoly? But yeah, please let me know your opinion down in the comments below, as always, on the NVIDIA Geforce Partner Program. Obviously, if anything new comes up, with this, we will certainly discuss it again further in the future, but this is really all we have for right now, because NVIDIA, the people who are talking the most about transparency, are being the least transparent and not actually making any sort of public posts apart from their pre-hard OCP damage control report blog post that they did, which is completely the opposite of what is actually happening and what's been evident of happening with the add-in board partners thus far, seeing their main gaming brands getting completely stripped away from AMD, which NVIDIA says it's not supposed to do, but that's exactly what it's doing. And yeah, it's complete bullshit. They're pretty much just talking out of their ass. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and enjoy my weekend. I hope you all do the same as well. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, don't forget to leave a like on it down below and subscribe if you're not already. And if you have been here for a while, you can always hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment of content here on the channel. And don't forget, make AMD great again. And I'll get you guys next time, because it's going to be huge. Whatever the next video is, I don't know what it's going to be. We'll build a wall around it and it's going to be great, okay? Believe me. Believe me. Bye-bye. Okay? Okay. Gaming Box. All right, MSI, Gigabyte, Asus, let me tell you. Okay, everyone sit down, okay? Okay, you're listening. I'm going to tell you today about the Geforce Partner Program, okay? It's going to be great. Believe me. What we're going to do is we're going to build a wall, okay? It's going to be the biggest wall. You'll not even be able to see over it. It's going to be the best wall, a great wall made out of gold, and we're going to put it right in front of AMD. So none of you can actually work with them anymore, and you got to choose me, okay? Because I'm the best. Believe me. Believe me, this wall, there's not going to be any more gaming brands for AMD. They're going to just be like little boxes and little crappy things. But no, because we need everyone to know that NVIDIA is the greatest, okay? You're going to make NVIDIA great again, okay? You've not been the best, but you've been pretty good, but now we're going to be great, okay? Okay.